this is Rachel with Got Game TV, and I'm here at the Dragon Age 2 event. Now, I know I'm excited for this game, and you guys are excited for this game, so what do you say we go ahead and get in there and play it? Alright, so now I'm about to check out Dragon Age 2 on the PS3. So right now I'm at the beginning of the demo that will be available to everybody coming February 22nd. Right now I'm playing as Hawke, who's going to be our lead character. I'm playing a male warrior, but you will be able to play female. You're not going to be able to really choose your race, but you will be able to choose, of course, mage, warrior, or rogue. And you will be able to choose male or female and fully customize their looks. Right now I'm just kind of the generic one they started me off with. Alright, now I'm here with David Silverman, who is the marketing director for Dragon Age 2. Now, I'm a huge Dragon Age Origin fan, so I was so excited to get my hands on Dragon Age 2 finally.
Sure.
Now, what are some of the biggest changes you feel is in Dragon Age 2?
So really what we wanted to make sure we did is that we wanted to keep the things that people loved like you in Dragon Age Origins, but fix the things that maybe were not so great about Origins. And we found that looking at the forum feedback, the fan feedback, press and whatnot, there were really about 3 areas of focus that people all the complaints people had fell into 3 camps. It was the graphics, it was the combat, and it was the story. And when I say story, I don't necessarily mean the writing and stuff. It means things like, the player didn't have a voice, and, the pacing maybe was a little bit off. So that's really what we wanted to focus on with Dragon Age 2. So first and foremost, the graphics. You have to see the game to really believe it. I can't really talk about how good it looks. You just got to see it for yourself. And in terms of the combat, really, it came down to a simple principle. We didn't want to make it so that when you said go attack in Origins, your guy would do what I like to call the shuffle, shuffle, slash, right? He'd walk up, he'd do a little shuffle dance, and he'd slash, and he'd pause, and he'd shuffle a little bit, Instead, we wanted to have a simple principle of when you press a button, something awesome has to happen, right? This button awesome connection now in Dragon Age 2, and that really makes the combat much more engaging, puts you in the heart of action. Now that said though, there are people who still like the tactical gameplay, right? Being able to pause the game and be strategic. We didn't want to take that away from them. This isn't a matter of watering down the game for the lowest common denominator guy. Instead, we made the game so that it works for both people. So if you like being action RPGs, you can go in there and hack and slash your way to victory. Or if you like being very tactical and methodical, you can pause and play until the cow comes home, or you can do any in between at any given time. And that's the combat. Finally, with the story, what we wanted to do is we wanted to change the way we tell stories. So we're doing what's called a frame narrative. It's basically a story within a story. And by doing that, you get 2 big benefits. The first one is we can cover a much wider spectrum of time. No matter how many times you play Dragon Age Origins, you're only going to cover a year of history. Dragon Age 2, because we're going to put you in the most important moments of this main character's life, we can span an entire decade. And the first year of Dragon Age 2 overlaps completely with Dragon Age Origins, so that if you've never played Dragon Age before, you can just hop right in and know exactly what's going on with Dragon Age 2. It's a great entry point into the franchise. So you look at that, you look at the fact that another reason why we do the frame narrative is the fact that you get this, it's the most responsive game we've made to date. There's no more doing a choice in hour 10 and having to wait to the epilogue to find out what the hell happened, right? Now you'll see things that much more immediate, and it really feels like you are sitting there really defining the rise to power of your character from a refugee to the champion.
Now you mentioned the story, and in Origins we found out more about the story through character relationships and how we chose to talk to the other characters and everything, and how far we took that. Now, do you think in Dragon Age 2 relying more on cutscenes to learn the story is going to take away from that interaction?
It's not necessarily a matter of using cutscenes. What we do in terms of the frame narrative is we use that to get away some of the doldrums. So in Dragon Age 2, the game takes place at a point in the future, right? And these 2 characters are trying to figure out what the hell is going on, because the world is at the brink of war. And there was this one character, man or female, depending on what you choose, that was at the heart of it all. And this woman, Cassandra, is trying to figure out who was this person, and how did they spark this whole war that's about to erupt. So this other character, Varric, is explaining what's going on. So it's jumping back, right? And by doing that, we can narrate away some of the doldrum.
Now you mentioned the lead character in Dragon Age 2, Hawke, having a voice of his own.
Right.
Now in Origins, the story was molded by the gamer and the decisions we made. We were good or we were bad, we were a mix of both.
Sure.
With Hawke already having a set personality and a voice, are those decisions really going to shape the story? And if so, by how much?
No, again, One of the things that, you know, BioWare and Dragon Age especially pride itself in is the fact that it's truly a game, and there's a lot of games that promises this, but Dragon Age in its whole really delivers it. It's one of the core things that makes a game a Dragon Age game. It's the fact that you have these choices, and these choices have these rippling consequences that really shape your entire experience, right? The way you played Dragon Age Origins, I guarantee you, is different than anyone else who was here today and they played. Dragon Age 2, it's the same way, if not even more so. Because now, you know, you start out as a refugee and you end as champion. How you get there is entirely up to you.
You mentioned the demo out February 22nd, so when can the gamers expect the full title?
So Dragon Age 2 comes out on March 8th on Xbox, PS3, PC, and the Mac.
Perfect. Wow, the Mac. Wow.
The Mac. Go for
nice,
it.
nice.
Go Apple.
Well, thank you so very much
Thanks
for
a
talking
lot.
with us.
Absolutely.